يا أيها الناس كلوا مما في الأرض حلالا طيبا ولا تتبعوا خطوات الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, brother and sister. It was a privilege for me to come here and share some information that I have learned in my years of health food industry. And thank you so very much to give me this privilege to speaking. And of course, we need to talk today about our life and how to be healthy and how we can stay healthy and what's not. So I'm gonna promise that I will promise that I will keep it as simple as possible and as easy to understand as possible. So today I decided that I'm gonna give really simple way so everybody understand. I'm gonna separate that 3 different ways. First, we're gonna talk about the diet, the foods. Second, what happened after we eat food that goes through the digestive tract, right? We're going to talk about how the food digests and everything. Then at last, we're going to talk about after digestion happened, there is waste and the nutrition. What happened with those? So we're going to talk about these 3 different processes. And on the way, I'm going to touch some of the supplement and nutritional supplement that needs and available, at least for you to understand that it's available. A lot of us don't know it's available or not. So may Allah make it easy for all of us to understand. Okay. So let me start with the food first. This is very important because what we eat, it reflects our body. So food is very important, and we all know there is organic food and non-organic food. And in simple way to say, it's organic means there is no chemical, there is no pesticide, there is no genetically modified spray. And organic means it doesn't have none of those. So it's chemical free. That means we use natural fertilizers such as cow manure, such as compost and different other things. And we use some of the let's say a lot of people use apple cider vinegar and peppermint oil to spray on the fruits and vegetables to keep the bugs away. So things like that, these are the natures. And non-organic food has a lot of pesticide, a lot of chemicals, and why it's not healthy for us. We're going to mention that. We're going to touch it a little bit on those areas. So let's start with the fruits and vegetable, and then I'm going to touch the meat. Fruits and vegetable, about 25 years ago, FDA, Food and Drug Administration, has approved a spray called genetically modified spray. This spray is totally comes from chemical. I mean, what they do on the farmers, they spray this genetically modified spray on all the crops. When they spray on this genetically modified spray, the crops never get any bug infested, and it doesn't die in over 100-degree temperature or below 0-degree temperatures. So the benefit of that is the farmers of the United States, they are actually producing a whole lot more crops. And as a result, we consumers go to the grocery store and we are paying cheap price. And if you noticed, in the United States, we have the cheapest food in the whole Western world. Nowhere can be found a 5 bags of apple, $3.99 on sale. You just cannot dream about it in Japan. It's probably $15 in our currency. So our food is very inexpensive because of one of the major things, genetically modified spray and the chemical fertilizer is being used. So which is good. I mean, economically we are benefited. Our farmers are making a lot more money. We are losing, those of us are consuming those food because first, when we use the genetically modified spray in there, it's about 75% of the nutrition is gone from the fruits and vegetables. As simple it is, like 1/4 of the nutrition you are getting, and the rest is not there because of the genetically modified spray is removing those nutrition from our fruits and vegetables. So basically, 1 apple that our granddaddy used to eat it, we are supplement with 4 apples today. So let's say we say, okay, our food is really cheap, and we're gonna go ahead and eat 4 apples. What's the big deal? You're gonna just have to eat it to get the same amount of nutrition. But the problem is that apple has genetically modified spread, that apple has chemical fertilizer, all these chemicals that producing a lot of toxicity in our system. A toxicity, one of the toxicity name is free radical. And we are really vulnerable on free radical. And free radical comes from the not only pesticide, chemical, genetically modified spray, also bad air that we are breathing. In so many different ways we can develop that. Now, nutritionally, we have vitamin A, C, and E with selenium. So that means A, C, E, the 3 vitamins, and with selenium. If we take that, we can reverse that toxicity. I'm just going to touch that some of the nutritional help is there because a lot of them are not here. And of course, I own a health food store, and we have a lot of those supplements in our shop. So the reason why I mentioned that it's okay because it can be reversed. We can get rid of that toxicity. Now, what that toxicity does, toxicity gives us brain fog, tiredness, and it depletes your immune system. Your immune system goes down. Your immune system is the defense that protects you from the different diseases, right? So it's very important not to have a toxicity. If you eat 100% organic, still you're going to create some sort of toxicity in your system, but not as much as when you eat those chemicals that come into our system, and really it's producing a lot of free radical, and free radical, we are vulnerable on that. We are tired, we have brain fog, we are depending on caffeine, it's a whole lot more because our immune system goes down, we catch cold often, we have bad disease like cancer and things like that will develop. It's all in the chain. So basically, eating organic is not a choice. We have to do that. Now, the question is that available? Probably not. But it's available a whole lot more than 10 years ago. 10 years ago, if you go to a grocery store and ask for organic apple or lemon, they'll look at you like you comes from a different planet. Today, everybody knows organic. And not only that, if you noticed it on the dry grocery shelf, about 30% now is organic food. So when we go to shop, if the organic is there, we should pick that. This is my whole goal, because when we eating food that nutritional, 100% nutrition is there, that means you're getting all the nutrition. Buying it, just test one thing. I'll just ask you, buy broccoli, a regular broccoli and an organic broccoli, and prepare the same way, and you tested it. The organic broccoli has richness of the taste in there. It has a lot more nutrition in there. And why not? For 10 cents, 20 cents, or maybe 25 cents more per pound. We should, and the more we're gonna pick the organic food, the cheaper it's gonna get. Because I remember 10, 12 years ago, organic eggs was $5 a dozen. Today it's $2.99. You can get it $2.99, $3.49 organic eggs. Eggs is another one. You try, buy organic eggs and buy regular eggs and prepare the same way and test it. Different test. The richness in organic is, it's noticeable, as simple as it is. So eating organic reduce your toxicity from your system, as well as it gives you a lot more nutrition, what we need. In order for us to operate, we need carbohydrate for energy, we need protein for our muscles to keep intact, as well as we need nutrition to make sure everything goes well in our body. So all of this is in play in our daily life. So that's the fruits and vegetables, that organic, non-organic. It should be easy for all of us to understand properly. Is that right? Let's go to the meat chain. Our meat in this country, we use in the chicken or beef, they use antibiotic and hormone. The question is, why antibiotic, why hormone? The antibiotic because there's a mad cow disease and there is bird flu in the chicken. So it's protected from those diseases, so which is good for us, no problem. The hormone is, they are putting hormone because when they injected hormone to the beef or chicken, it's blowing up. Commercially, it's really, really good. So basically, all the chicken we see in grocery store, about 3 pounds, 2 to 3 pounds, it's 3 to 6 weeks old chicken. But if you have chicks in your home, if you have place to throw the chicks out, give them good food and everything, it takes them probably about close to 2 years or a year and a half at least to get there. And we are getting those chicken in 6 weeks, 3 pounds, 2 and 3 pounds, because they are actually injecting that hormone. It's blowing the chicken up. So again, commercial is very good because we're good for business, and I'm not anti-business at all. I'm personally a businessman. So, but we have to understand that hormone is blowing the chicken. Antibiotic is keeping them safe from diseases, right? So it's a good thing for everybody. It's a bad thing for us who we consume, because when we eat those meat, whether it's beef or chicken, we are getting antibiotic in our system because we are injecting antibiotic, and the chicken meat and the beef, they have antibiotic. So when we're eating, antibiotic is in our system. The hormone is in our system. Why hormone is bad for us, why antibiotic is bad for us, that we are getting it from our food chain. Because when we are taking antibiotic a little bit here is a leg and thigh, here is a chicken breast, and then it's actually add up, and we are getting constantly little antibiotic every day. So now we get sick, terrible cold or terrible infection. We went to doctor, get an antibiotic. Antibiotic doesn't work. In today's society, you probably notice that people say, oh my God, this season I catch a cold probably 3 times, and 6 times I was on antibiotic, it's not working, I don't know what to do anymore. It's because our body has antibiotic from the food chain, and the antibiotic is another bacteria that to give your body to kill the one you have that you don't want it. So when you have little antibiotic, your body is immune to antibiotic. So now we are taking the prescription as antibiotic. Body doesn't react because body already know what's antibiotic. So basically antibiotic is very important for us, because I'm not anti-antibiotic, and antibiotic is not good for health. Everybody knows that. As less as possible we can use is better for us. Now, when we have taking antibiotic every day and our body is immune to, and small children, they got infection and now they are not fixing because the antibiotic is not killing the germ that they have, it's a problem for you. I mean, it's just like not good for our health. So eating organic without antibiotic, without hormone is very, very important. Now, hormone, what's hormone doing? Hormone is coming to our system, and the same way that we blow chicken or beef, it's not coming in that much dose that chicken or beef getting, but we're getting little of every day, and a lot of us are blowing from it. Now, normal question maybe arise that, okay, well, both of us eat chicken every day, 2 pieces, and one is overweight, one is not. What's the deal with that? Because our body has a natural way to detox the food. Some of us has a different, a better, detox power. Some of us has less ability to detox all those vulnerable things that our body don't like. So stay away from non-organic food as a whole is very important for the children, for everybody, and when we eat the food, it's reflect. And now today maybe we are young, but what we are eating today, it will reflect when we are 65, the car note is gone, the house is paid off, the kids are grown and gone, we have a lot of money, it's time for us to travel all over, go to Makkah if it is possible, do some Umrah and all this. Now we can walk, we are limping. It's not going to be a lot of fun. So what we want to see then, we have to act now, and the food is one of the major things. And there's a lot of things: healthy lifestyle, low stress lifestyle, exercise, eating less carbohydrate. Everything has carbohydrate. I mean, it's ridiculous to think like people who are not diabetics, they want, a person has high blood pressure but don't have diabetes. An example. So that person want to have a Snickers. No problem, you're not diabetics, you can have a Snickers, right? So you go and buy a Snickers. That Snickers has 450 milligrams of sodium almost, because they want to see on their Snickers bar that is naturally preserved. And it is naturally preserved because salt is natural. It's not synthetic of any form. But you are getting 400 milligrams of sodium, which should be your total dose. High sodium raises your blood pressure. And blood pressure give you cardiovascular disease. It's a killer, basically. So we have to know all of this information. So we can, when we go to grocery, we say, oh, okay, well, let me pick this good food. So these are the food chain that we have, the most available food, the danger of those foods that we just touched. So eating organic is very good choice when you can. You're in middle of the highway, you don't have nothing but honey bun, go eat honey bun, no problem. But when you're at home, you go to groceries, try to pick the right food. As if it is 50 cents, invest that money, it's your body, it's one life to live. And the longer you live, the better, you can worship Allah, and also you can do the dawah of Deen at the same time. And we need to get ready for that, So now I'm going to talk about the digestive tract. The food is finished. Now, when we eat food, what happened to our body? And what we need, what we are lack of. When we eat food, there's a couple things we need. We need digestive enzyme and we need probiotic. When we eat food, we have some bacteria in our system. It's called friendly bacteria. In our industry, it says probiotic or acidophilus, excuse me. So acidophilus is a friendly bacteria that can be found in yogurt. If you take a drop of yogurt in a microscope scale and see it, you will stop eating yogurt, so don't see it. The bacteria is doing like this. Those are good bacteria. Those are not bad bacteria. Those are good bacteria. Now what that bacteria does, it has a lot of things bacteria does. One of the major things bacteria does is fermented your food. The moment you eat food, the bacteria loves food. They just crawl your food and makes your food soft and mushy, sloppy. If you take a bowl of rice and keep the rice outside in 105-degree temperature, in 4 or 5 hours, you will see there is some bubble coming up. The food is kind of sleepy. That's bacteria, but those are bad bacteria. If you eat that, you will get sick. But the bacteria I'm talking about comes from yogurt. It comes from different sources, but one of those are friendly bacteria. That's why people say, so eat yogurt, it's good for digestion. If you go Indian subcontinent, they eat yogurt after meal because it's help you digest your food better because it has friendly bacteria called probiotic. And a lot of milk today, you will see that probiotic, it says with probiotic, with DHA. DHA is another thing, but they start writing those things and they start learning those things that those are good for us. So the probiotic is very important now. So what probiotic does, probiotic fermented your food before it goes to your stomach. When it goes to your stomach has hydrochloric acid. The moment your food goes, the hydrochloric acid start burning your food. In our own understanding, we are cooking the food now in the kitchen. What happened? The Steve who prepared my burger has a cold. So he prepared my burger, now the food has a flu germ in the burger. So we eat that burger, the germ goes in there, hydrochloric acid instantly kills it before our immune system comes to play. So hydrochloric acid is a very important thing. It stays in our in our stomach, right? So that hydrochloric acid is the first difference. You understand where I'm coming from, right? If you eat any germ, the hydrochloric acid killing it first difference is the hydrochloric acid. It's instantly killed. If it is E. coli, it will come out from the hydrochloric acid. We don't eat E. coli very often because our food chain are very safe, which alhamdulillah for that. But the little virus, people have cold handshake with them and you put your hand in your nose or mouth or any place or your eyes, these things goes in there, and I'm not talking about those germs, I'm talking about the germ that goes down there with food we eat. Or maybe we handshake with somebody has cold and we eat it with that finger, we got that germ. But the hydrochloric acid instantly killing those germs. So that's the first difference. Now let me tell you, when you go to the doctor and you tell him I have acid reflux, they will give you a prescription that neutralizes that hydrochloric acid. That means what they are doing, the doctors, and of course I'm not anti-doctors, I love doctors, but what I'm saying is what they do, they reduce the symptom then, and they they give times your body can recover from it. So what they are doing, says, Doc, I have acid, I got burned, so they give you a acid neutralizer pill. Nexium, an example. So it goes in there and neutralizes all the acid. What you are doing, you're removing the first person, that means the first soldier you have on your front gate, you are removing that. Now, for why? Now, in our industry, natural industry, we provide probiotic that I mentioned, we provide digestive enzyme, we provide some other stuff to actually keep the hydrochloric acid in the stomach and keep it where it belongs. It doesn't need to come up here, so we need to keep it there and we go from there. But that's how they treat it, and then your body will slowly recover from it, and then you get well, because our body has the ability to cure ourselves with so many different diseases. So now we have hydrochloric acid that burning our food, we have probiotic that fermented our food. Now your stomach is saying, okay, well, this guy eat 5 cheesecake, 3 jalebi, and a lot of steak, and some vegetable, and a lot of starch, So there is so many different type of digestive enzyme, and different digestive enzyme is good to digest different type of food. Like protein, it takes a different type of digestive enzyme. Milk product, lactose product, need different type of things. And then also, when you eat that many sugar product, your blood overwhelmed with sugar. Now, who is reducing that sugar? Pancreas now producing insulin and digestive enzyme that you need. Now, how is that happening? When the stomach receives the food, based on that food, there's order being placed now to the brain that I need these 5 different enzymes, and these are the amount I need. And this guy had 5 cheesecakes, so I need 100 cc or whatever insulin. Pancreas start producing that now. If you do eat some fruits and vegetables, especially in green vegetables, and has a lot of digestive enzyme, that supplements some of them. So now what you have, and rest pancreas produce and supply to your digestive tract. Now your food burn and digest now, because with the help of your digestive enzyme that pancreas produce. At the same token, we have all this insulin, instead of we are taking a shot, the pancreas produce and drop it to your blood. Now your blood is normal. You are not overwhelmed with blood sugar, so you're not diabetics. That's the way the health works, right? So now, if we constantly eating sugar, 5 cheesecake every day, what's going to happen? Your pancreas is overworking. Same like your car. If you drive your car 100,000 miles in the first year, it's no good. You have to drive what the dealer says, probably 15,000 miles. You try to drive 13,000, so you get a little extra less. You got some in your hand. So what I'm saying is, don't put too much mile on your pancreas. Then what's going to happen? One day pancreas just wake up and says, I'm not working. So you become diabetics. You have terrible indigestion because your pancreas is not producing much of the enzyme anymore. So eating healthy is supplementing that. Healthy means if you eat raw fruits and vegetables, it provides some of the digestive enzymes. So it gives a little break to your pancreas. If anybody come to our shop and says, look, my parents, both of my parents, my sister, my brother, everybody's diabetics. I don't want to be diabetic. What is the prevention? We say digestive enzyme. Take digestive enzyme. What's going to happen? When you take digestive enzyme with every meal, your pancreas is not going to work, because the strong digestive enzyme has all kind of digestive enzyme for you to digest the food. Now pancreas is just sleeping. That means he's young. So when he's 60, he's still working nice. So sometimes you don't have digestive enzyme, it still works, because pancreas will just get up and start working. But if we put too much mile, that means we're not eating raw fruits and vegetables. We're not supplementing any digestive enzyme from outside. Everything is our pancreas producing. It will stop working one day. Of course, genetically we are vulnerable, because if our family history of different diseases, it may come, but the prevention is there. It has less chance. So that's how the food digests. Now what happened? Now we have digestive enzyme, we have insulin, blood sugar is normal. Now the food is digested. Now food has separate the nutrition on one side and the waste goes on another side. Waste goes to the upper colon and the nutrition soaked through our body and we got nutrition, we are happy. We don't have no hunger, our brain is working properly, breathing properly, we're feeling great because all the nutrition comes because of healthy food, an example. So now we waste still in our system. So upper colon to lower colon, where the bile come out, is 13 feet long colon. And it's a very teeny tiny place, right? So how the bile comes from this upper colon to all the way 13 feet journey? I mean, it's a lot of people in today's society is constipated because they don't know, they don't take, I'm gonna talk about the good food about that regard, but what I'm saying is the food stay on upper colon, it doesn't goes on the lower colon. And the lower colon, when lower colon has bile, goes all the way on the bottom and it backed up. Imagine there is a switch turn on. When switch turn on, you have an urge to go to bathroom and he says, I gotta go. And you go and you flush it, you goodbye, because those you don't want it because it's the waste with a lot of toxicity and stuff, right? So now, what happens is when you eat food, if you have high fiber food in your diet, when you're eating bread, high fiber bread, eating lots of vegetable like carrots has a lot of fiber, wheat has a lot of fiber. So when we eat a lot of fiber, then our bile that's going to the upper colon, talking about disgusting stuff though, but has a bile muscle. That means it's not soft. It has some sort of muscle. It's a little harder because of the fiber that we eat. And fiber not only gives your bile muscles, it also grabbing all the fat that you don't want it, which is bad cholesterol, and it also goes out from your bile movement, right? So when you eat a lot of starch food like honey bun I mentioned, like white pasta, white potatoes, rice, it is just starch. So if you have no diet, no fiber whatsoever, then your bile are gonna be soft. A lot of us experience when we eat lunch and we sit down, we see all kind of noise coming out from our belly. Those noise comes from because that colon is like this, right? Colon contract the food like this. It's the colon job. It contract the food like this, and when it contract like this, it's coming like this. So it's coming from the upper bile to all the way bottom. Colon will start doing that, and then says, "Oh, there is nothing in there. It's like starchy. Oh, okay. Well, I don't have any job, so stop." Now your bile sits on the top. That means sleeping under the blanket, you have a bowl of bile. How disgusting that can be. Imagine this. Going to the bathroom every day is very important because those are waste, those are tons of toxicity involved. If we don't get rid of them, then those toxicities shoot back to our blood. And we are overwhelmed with toxicity again, which we're supposed to be ready to eliminate. It's just like you changing your car oil and then change the filter and everything, and you poured the same oil instead of new oil. You spend already $10, $20 for the filters and your times and everything. Doesn't mean anything. You will be tired, and we don't know why we are tired. This is why. So going to the bathroom is very important. Now what we have to do? High fiber diet. When we have high fiber diet, our bile will have a bile muscle, and when the colon will contract, they will feel something is there, so we have a job. And it take it to the bottom. Another thing is when you do exercise, when you do jogging, walking, a lot of physical exercise, it goes from your upper colon to your lower colon. And that's where the fun begins, because the switch is on, and you going to bathroom, you eliminate that and you flush it out. Goodbye toxicity, you don't need them, because you already squeezed the nutrition out from there. All the toxicity are in there. and your bile is gone, you are happy because you kept the nutrition, and the waste is gone. Same thing, after we eat all the bones, we throw that away. We eat the good food. We don't throw the good food, but, you know. So that's how the elimination process happens. So we need to increase our fiber. If our lifestyle doesn't permit the fiber in there, then we have to buy the fiber peel. Now, all this food, like let's say you say, I work 2 jobs, 7 days, I'm busy, I don't have any time for cook. This guy is talking about rubbish. I can't do that. Well, that's what the health food industry play rules, because we do have vegetables and fruit substitute in a powder form. You have a scoop of that, mix it up with your juice or water, shake it up, drink it. You can have a scoop of protein. You don't have to eat meat. I'm not saying you stop eating everything, you eat nutrition, but I say the substitute are there for you to get it. And then the multivitamins is like you get your daily dose of nutritional supplement. Whatever you eat, whether you eat chicken 65 or biryani, you still have some fruits and vegetables in your diet. That means you have your daily needs of nutritional supplement. Brother has a lot of good things here. Black seed especially, I love it because it promotes good, healthy immune systems, and it is a good fat as well. One of the things I forget to touch it is the essential fatty acid. You see, our diet doesn't have essential fatty acid. We eat a lot of fat, but we are lack of good fat. Now, you will be surprised to know if you have good fat, which is called essential fatty acid, can help you lose weight. Help you lose weight because it is a good fat goes and replace the love handle, because love handle is a bad fat. It get rid of them. And not only that, the good fat is great for your brain, it's good for your hair, skin and nail, your joints, your cholesterol. Good fat is a good cholesterol. So the fat comes from Big Mac is
bad cholesterol.
Thank you so very much.
You want it.
The fat comes from seeds and nuts, raw seeds and nuts, such as raw flaxseed, raw black seed, raw chia seed, raw nuts of any form has fat in there. Those fats are great for our hair, skin and nail, good for our cardiovascular health, great for cholesterol because that is a good cholesterol. Okay? Then the fish. Fish has omega-3s, which is another essential fatty acid. Omega-3 has one important ingredient that I love. It's very important for our brain. It's called DHA. 30% of our brain fat made with DHA, and the source of DHA after mother's milk, 0. Once mother's milk is stopped, no DHA in our, other than fish. That's what I'm saying. Now the fish we are eating today is tilapia and catfish. Doesn't have nothing, no DHA. It has to come from cold water fish like Norwegian salmon. Now today's we are eating canned salmon. It's a joke, my brother and sister, because it has preservative of what we mentioned, natural preservative, salt or whatever. And then it's stuck in the can forever, God knows how many years, and then you are consuming, then you are deep frying it, you are killing everything. Now if you have a fish, you buy the wild salmon, that's a good thing. Slow cook, that means you're keeping those essential fatty acids intact. Today all you find is farm-raised fish. It is another recipe of disaster, because not that I'm saying don't stop eating those, but when you have an option, you buy the right type of food. Yes?
I know what farm raised is.
You know what? Farm westers?
No, farm raised is. Farm raised
Is what?
animals. Yes, I do know what it is.
What is it?
It's like whenever it gets it's at a farm, and then scientists come and put chemicals in it.
Well said. You are so smart. I'm so amazed to hear that. So basically, we need to actually pick and choose the natural food, which is not farm-raised, if it is possible. Don't make your life miserable for that, but when you have a choice, let's say wild caught salmon, farm-raised salmon, which one are you going to pick?
White salmon.
wonderful because it has no chemicals. It has a lot of essential fatty acid, of course protein, we don't need to, but protein we can get it from different sources. But the salmon we are eating just for essential fatty acid. So DHA, thank you so very much. The DHA comes from fish, cold water fish. Don't overcook. Now if you have, let's say flaxseed, black seed oil, you go home and you cook with it, destroy the oil. Because the oil molecule that destroyed after 70 or 80 degree temperature, it destroyed the oil molecule, turn it from essential fatty acid to all the way to saturated fat. So that means a good fat to Big Mac fat, no good. So eat more raw. Let's say today we are eating in lunch all kind of things. Instead, we can eat some handful of raw nuts in our lunch. Has protein, had fiber, had tons of essential fatty acid. Can't get better than that. Maybe a shake powder, greens vegetable substitute. Mix it up with a little water or juice. Juice is more sugar. I don't recommend that. And we all are so sweet. We don't need any more sweetness, as I mentioned, right? So just water if you can, because we are actually overfeeded with sugar in this country. And sugar we need to stay, and we need to watch out. When you are thirsty, water, good water, very important. Any question for me? I'm on the end of my things. And also, on the one thing I forget to tell you, that on the process of the choline things that I mentioned, a lot of us eat greasy food sometime, and it causes a lot of greasiness in our colon. And again, colon is very compact area, so it left a lot of fecal matters is built up there. So we need to clean the colon sometime, and Health Food Store has a lot of colon cleansing properties. And for you, if you eat high fiber diet, it will constantly keep you clean. So cleaning, elimination every day is very important because we don't want that toxicity. Sir. What?
Avocado. You speak of the good fats.
Avocado has essential fatty acid. It has some protein as well as it has some bad cholesterol also. Very teeny tiny bit bad cholesterol in there.
Okay.
So eating avocado is, of course, is healthy, but don't go overboard. I mean, 10 avocado is not good for you a day, but you can eat avocado, no problem.
Right.
But raw, as much as possible, eat raw.
Right.
Or cook less when you sauteed your vegetables. Quick saute and you just eat it. Keep as raw as possible. But in our culture, we cook overcooked of everything. And I don't mind to overcook in meat because there's a lot of germ in there, so you can cook it. But the vegetables, wash it real good, wash it with vinegar if it needed, and then quick sauteed and low temperature sauteed is probably healthier because the more raw we eat, the better nutrition we get, and as far as the essential fatty acid I mentioned, it's stay intact. So we are really lack of good fat in our system.
What about the where can you get fresh fish from? River fish, cold water fish. The farmers market, I think most of their fish is farm raised.
Some of them, some of them wild caught, and I try to buy wild caught as much as possible. It says on the bottom, so and then Whole Food has a lot of those if you want, but we cannot get meat from them because it's not halal.
Right.
So.
Talking about Whole Food.
But Whole Food has a lot of fish that organic.
Organic.
Caught.
Are you talking about the grocery store Whole Food?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in the farmers market also has a lot of vegetables, especially decaf farmers
Raw
market.
vegetables, yeah.
All organic, and they are very little difference of the price. So everybody will go home and buy 1 dozen of organic eggs, please.
Organic eggs?
1 dozen of regular eggs, 99 cents, and prepare the same way and tested it.
Yeah, I've tasted difference.
Okay, so that difference means a lot more nutrition on the organic. So eating organic is not a choice. Taking supplement is not an option. You must have to do it because our lifestyle doesn't allow us to eat healthy 100% of the time. So eating healthy, and I do have 2 stores, one in Alpharetta, one in Stone Mountain. I'll be more than happy to serve you guys all brother and sister here if you want to come and see me. And I am doing this forever. I'm doing personally 17 years myself. I attend so many seminars myself, and I learn whatever I learn, I just share with you. I'm not a doctor, absolutely, and but I do have a lot of knowledge. I've been in the industry for so long. Yes, yes, sister.
When should you wash your vegetables? I'm sorry, your fruits in?
There's a lot of vegetable wash you can buy from regular grocery stores and the whole food, but you know, just the best thing, if you ask me, is a food grade hydrogen peroxide. Health food store carries it. Hydrogen peroxide, very dangerous, but this is a food grade. You just take a bowl of water and just put half a teaspoon in there and wash your vegetable. It kills everything. It is a good tenderizer for your meat. If you want to tenderize your chicken, just an hour. A teaspoon of hydrochloric acid, food grade hydrochloric acid, an hour. And I'm not supposed to say that because I can say that, but I'm just saying because I read it on the paper. It's not me that's saying it. And beef you can have overnight. It'll be very good tenderizer. A lot of people use many uses. A lot of people do a lot of things. Don't want to go details on that back because FDA don't want any of us to talk about it. So.
Is there any benefit in washing vegetables with white vinegar?
Absolutely. Vinegar has a lot of good roles. And the easy way of taking vinegar, we all have vinegar, use it vinegar and wash it. You know, with good water. That will be really, really good. Yes, sister.
Are there any side effects from the black seed oil?
No, I don't think so. Other than diarrhea. If you take too much, if you take too much, you will have diarrhea. And 1 or 2 times, but that's about it. We don't need to, too much of anything is bad. If you just say, okay, my mother says water is excellent for me, so I get 5 gallons of water, start drinking in 1 hour, you actually looking for disaster. So water is good for us, but not at the same time.
Is there any difference in doing the oil and the pill? Is it the same thing? If you
It's the
took
same
oil
thing.
straight
It's
out
same
of the
thing. Really, soft gel oil will take 15 minutes to open it. As soon as it goes to your hydrochloric acid, boom, open, and you get the oil. Basically, a lot of people don't want to taste it. What I do personally myself, we do sell essential fatty acid in a bottle. Every morning I mix it up with my vegetables because I eat a bowl of vegetables. I'm a very light lunch eater. Maybe 4 or 5 of Brazil nuts I eat in lunchtime, and then sensible dinner. So the essential fatty acid, I mix it up with, I never mix it up black seed oil. I always take black seed oil with honey in my boyhood, but now I take essential fatty acid, which just comes from flax, sunflower seed, and all other seeds mixed together. It's cold pressed, and we keep it refrigerator. And I put it on my vegetable, and it is actually tasty because if your food is a lot of oil, and oil tastes good sometimes, not, you know, so there's a lot of good essential fatty acid in health food industry. So I don't have anything else to say. Thank you so very much for guys to be patiently, listening to me, and I appreciate it. Thank you so very much.
I definitely want to give him a round of applause. That was great information. Inshallah, little couple reminders that we do have the black seed at our wellness counter and a few other products. Inshallah, if you can stop over.